Welcome to the Tesla Economist. Please hit the thumbs up and remember to subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitter and talk to me on Patreon. As we're witnessing in the EV industry, it's not something you can quickly throw money at and suddenly have a mass market EV business. Tesla has been at it for nearly 2 decades and is still not there yet. Tesla are the best in the industry, and it's still taking them this long. This is due to exponentials. You have to start small in the business and grow it efficiently, and an overinvestment in the wrong tech can wipe you out. But so be it. Despite this, we still seem to hear that the legacy autos can sell more EVs than Tesla does today by around 2025. This is what they're telling us, well, namely trying to convince shareholders. Remember, the CEOs in these legacy autos are not committed to the long term of these companies. They don't have the majority of their wealth riding on their future potential. It's not their baby that they've grown. They aren't willing to give up their salaries in order to aid the growth of the business. Their motivation is simply to get the stock price up as high as they can, receive all associated bonuses until they leave with a nice fat golden parachute. After that, it doesn't matter to them what kind of house of cards they've left for the next willing participant, whose job is then to reinforce said house of cards as much as possible again, until there is no structure left and it comes tumbling down. The average consumer or investor doesn't understand battery technology enough to identify the difference between a Tesla EV or a GM EV. GM has been around forever. They're credible. They know cars as well as anyone. If they're saying they can make 1 million EVs by 2025, then who are we to doubt them? Their CEO has come on stage and shown confidence that they can achieve this. I mean, of course they can. It can't be that hard for them. But just in case that's not enough to convince you, then how about someone even more credible, like a celebrity, a famous director like James Cameron? I mean, in Avatar 2, they actually used an electric prototype Mercedes, which is obviously very special. Or a popular TV star like Bryan Cranston. I mean, he knows how to cook methamphetamine, right? Or at least can act as if he can. Therefore, if he thinks a Ford F-150 Lightning is a great car, who are you to doubt him? No? Not cool enough for you? Well, what about a Hollywood movie star like Tom Hardy? Surely he knows his cars. I mean, the guy was in Inception. What more credibility can you ask for, right? We need to listen to our celebrities. Why would they lie to us? What, just because they get a free car for an hour's work? Not convinced yet? No worries. How about being inundated with some of the most amazing ads you've ever seen that show us that the legacy autos are leading the way into the future for us with their amazing new innovative EVs. It doesn't stop there either. We have these inferior EVs that have impractical amounts of range and cost too much. Well, the saying goes, you can't polish a turd. However, you can cover it in glitter. And this is what they're doing. I'm not sure if you noticed, but the legacy autos all seem to be doubling down on their lighting with their EVs, as if having revolutionary, cool new lights will make the product simply look futuristic, whether it's practical or not. It's certainly not the best EV, but that doesn't stop the legacy companies trying to make it look like the best EV. The lighting is beyond practical application. It's simply a conditioning of lighting associated with electricity. And to be honest, the lights you get in cars these days are very impressive, and auto companies can make them look seriously cool, even with animation and multicolour LEDs. From someone looking in from the outside, these cars may look like they're up to Tesla's level. But on the other hand, if you're a shareholder in a legacy auto company, then you don't want to think about Tesla causing your shares to crash. No, they're likely complacent by this stage. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to do the research. They want to keep their blinders on. And it's not just them, it's human psychology. There's even a term for it, called cognitive dissonance. The legacy investors simply don't want to know just how far ahead Tesla are. They just reassure themselves with their own affirmations. Ford has been around for 100 years. GM are going to release 30 EV models. That's so many more than Tesla has. James Cameron is so smart, he must know what he's talking about. But a good investor will avoid complacency. I research Chinese EVs, German EVs, US EVs. It can be a little daunting at times when you see specifications from another EV that conflicts with your beliefs. I have it pretty well affirmed within my head that Tesla has the superior technology, and when I see another EV offering similar range at a lower price point, I find it hard to compute somewhat. I know Tesla is the winner, so how can this be? I do what I can to research and understand it all, and see if they will have a chance in the EV industry or offering superior technology to Tesla. And I think that is a better way to put it. None of this Tesla competitor stuff anymore. No one is touching Tesla. Their lead just keeps gaining and is about to jump another order of magnitude with 4680 batteries. So we're just going to see who will be left standing when the tide goes out. What other companies will still be around with a solid EV market share? Which ones found a niche for themselves in time? But if you have tens of millions of dollars, or even more invested, and receive 2 or 3% dividend yield into one of these legacy companies, then it would be difficult to research into how you could potentially lose a large majority of this wealth. Over your legacy investment career, you likely have met many other investors who also invested in the same companies as you, and you're likely telling each other what you want to hear. You will seek out your own echo chambers. It makes you feel so much more assured. Actually, one of my favourite economists, Thomas Sowell, had a great quote apt to this scenario. When you want to help people, you tell them the truth. When you want to help yourself, you tell them what you want to hear. These incumbent auto companies have likely done a lot of marketing research already. They know the future is electric now. The question is, do the boards of these companies genuinely believe that they had a chance of creating any market share? They look like they're starting to wake up and do what is necessary. Well, perhaps not quite what's necessary, but they're doing what they can, which is building NMC battery factories, likely of a similar level to 2170 batteries. Right now, they have no hope of anything like Tesla's 4680 batteries. So like I said, they're doing what they can. They're partnering with the right companies too, like LG helping GM build their new factories. And once these facilities are operational and up and running, assuming that they have secured enough quantities of nickel, cobalt, lithium, and everything else they require, like engineers too, then they may be offering cars with batteries capable of producing similar ranges as of today's Model 3. But remember, when these legacy auto battery factories are ramped up, perhaps around 2024 or 2025, well, for starters, can we even begin to fathom as to just what level the 4680s would be at that stage? But perhaps legacy can compete at an ICE price point with a reasonable range now, even if there is no tax credit available. Yes, this doesn't sound overly successful, but it's what GM and Ford are telling us. These are their plans, and as far as behind Tesla as they are, I would say they're playing on an optimistic side here as it is. They think they can catch up to Tesla's 2017 technology and sell about as many cars as Tesla will in 2021 in around 2025. And they're saying this like they're proud, and to give you a reason not to sell your legacy stocks, or perhaps even buy more. Right, so by 2025, they have presumably created an EV with a practical range at a competitive price, like the Chinese EVs are capable of today. So when these new legacy auto EVs come out, does that mean they have some chance of market share? Will some consumers, other than Luddites, actually want to purchase one of their vehicles? Well, I wouldn't have thought so. It wouldn't be a particularly rational consumer decision, given that they're very likely still majorly lacking in charging infrastructure. Oh, and of course, why on earth would you want to buy one anyway, if it can't even drive itself? Of which by 2025, the amount of compounding exponential data Tesla will have on FSD by then, it would surely be a must-have for any driver. Thanks for listening. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitter and talk to me on Patreon.